Hi, I'm Louise. I'm from the Brighton lot, the southeast. I'm going to answer the reflection questions. First one, what's essential for me as a facilitator to feel creative? I, unlike some and quite a lot of facilitators that I know, I really like planning. Like I'm pretty obsessed with organization. And if I don't have that layer of planning, then I sometimes I get anxious in sessions and in life, and someone will ask me a question, and if I haven't got like a couple of things that I could say about it, I'll feel really like I'm in deep waters and I'll get really anxious. So in terms of facilitation, I need a really detailed plan and a structure. And once that's in place, then I can relax in the workshop. It's not like a planned and detailed structure will mean that I can only say certain things and I have to stick to the plan. Having the plan means that I can move away from the plan because the plan's there just in case something goes wrong or something happens that I don't know what's going to happen. I've planned for it. So that's really helpful for me. Also, the freedom to be myself and to feel accepted, which I actually wrote because I was being a participant at the time, but it is very true for facilitation as well for me. Sometimes as a solo performer, I find it it eases my anxiety if I can go to the stage the day before, or like if I've seen the stage before that I'm performing on, or if I like know the organisers, or if there's some connection there that I'm not completely like everything's completely new. If I can, go to the space where I'm facilitating, and I can meet the people and I can feel accepted and talk through stuff with them, then I'll feel much more relaxed when new participants come through and I'm doing a new workshop, because not everything will be new. It makes me feel more comfortable. What do I think is essential for people that I work with to feel creative? I would say feeling comfortable and having a supportive atmosphere, having a structure. A lot of times, as a participant, a lot of times not having a structure is quite confusing for me. So I'd say, and I've heard feedback that's helpful for people and children that I've worked with, because they know what's coming. Praise, acceptance and appreciation. And in recent workshops that I've done with young carers, they've enjoyed not feeling any pressure to be an amazing musician, and they've come with an expectation that they would need to be an amazing musician. And some of them haven't come to the workshop because they feel like they're not a good enough musician, whereas actually a music workshop is about creating any sort of music. You can bang your body. You don't have to be like grade 8 on the flute or the guitar or whatever. So breaking down those expectations right at the beginning, I think will make participants feel a bit more comfortable. How can I stretch myself to develop this in my practice? My first steps definitely are, and I learned this in the Southeast 2-hour meeting that we had with Fernando and Hannah, breaking down the elements of a specific part of song creation. So like the rhythm or the melody, for example, that's what we did in the session. What I learned from that is that a lot of the time as a musician, especially because I write everything by myself because I'm a solo artist, sometimes I do collaborations, but most of the time I'm writing by myself. I'm stuck on autopilot a lot of the time. Because I've done it so many times, I'm just like, I'll just do a rhythm now. I'll just do a melody now, and it just comes out. But I have to remind myself that it's not like that for everyone, especially people who aren't trained musicians. So, and it's really interesting for me as well to break down specifically like why it is that we do a rhythm. kind of like the deeper meaning of it, but then also just splitting it into really, really simple sections and explaining like, let's all do this and let's all create this sound and give them something to relate it to. So it's not just like, hey, come into this group and create a sound, and then they just have to create anything, but they don't know where to start. Kind of giving them a starting point, basically. And also making a purpose clear throughout the workshop plan. I went to someone who was doing a trial workshop yesterday, and she had such a clear plan of like, this is what we're going to be creating music for my soundtrack. So she played lots of soundtracks for like characters like Pink Panther and Jaws and all of these things. And then she was like, can you pick out specific instruments from these, and which instruments would you like from those ones to use in your personal soundtrack? So there's limitation to being creative. I think that's what I'm currently learning. Another thing that I'm going to do is be more present. I'm going to continue to work on my confidence and my trust in myself and my belief in myself, because I think sometimes that's why I need a plan, is because sometimes I get really flustered, and that causes me to go inside my head, and therefore I'm less present, and I don't want to miss something in a workshop that might, where someone's feeling anxious and I need to step up and, be there for that person and, make them feel included. So I am consistently working on that anyway, but in the context of workshops. And that's me. Thank you for listening.